Bivoltine silkworm rearing in North India, late age rearing and seed production. Namaste. Salute to the Indian tradition. Compared to the Taj Mahal, one of the wonders of the world, or the perfect pretty palaces of Jaipur, the heavenly beauty of natural Himalayan region is really matchless. The purest Ganges, mesmerizing lakes and bubbling springs symbolize the golden thread of the Indian silk. The variety of silk garments and fabulous silk materials are showcasing the fashion world of the universe. In the world scenario, the Indian silk is becoming popular day by day. As a result, India is exporting silk goods to almost all the corners of the world every day, day in and day out. USA, UK, Italy and German Republic are some major importing countries of Indian silk. The beauty of the silk is competing with the glittering gold, the fragrance of the sandalwood, and beauty of Mother Nature. That is Indian silk. This can be achieved only by increasing the production of quality bivoltine silk, for which the Himalayan region of North offers congenial conditions.
Sericulture industry is age-old in India, especially in the states of J&K, Himachal, Uttaranchal. The area is suitable for bivoltine sericulture. Its geoclimatic conditions, manpower availability, and other economic factors contribute for the bivoltine sericulture in these northern states. I feel and I am confident that this present video documentary film will contribute a lot, and the farmers of the region will understand and learn the technologies through this film.
Technological needs of North Indian states are primarily catered by Central Sericultural Research and Training Institute, Pampore, Kashmir.
Keeping in view the potential of this bivoltine belt in the northern India, Central Silk Board has established the Central Sericulture Research and Training Institute at at Pampur, Kashmir, which is catering to the research and development needs of the northern states practicing Bivoltine sericulture. And we could find that very good technological innovations have come forward from the institute as such, covering both temperate and subtropical practices. And the production practices advocated by the institute so far have been found very useful in enhancing the quality as well as the productivity of the Bivoltine in these regions. Sericulture practices which have been advocated along with the new breeds which have been evolved by this institute with the help of the two nested units at RSRS Jammu and RSRS Sahaspur have been found very useful and very productive and an enhanced quality of the produce in the northern Indian states.
Late age rearing. For production of good cocoon crop, healthy and uniform chalky worms should be ensured. The quantity of worms should be supplied to the rearer in accordance to the availability of his rearing space and mulberry leaf. Overcrowding of the worms should be avoided. The rearing house must be isolated, well ventilated, and have closed structure for effective disinfection. Late age rearing comprises of 3 instars with 2 moulting stages and is completed in about 18 days. Feeding and moulting stages. Third instar. Feeding period 3.5 days. Moulting period 1 to 1.5 days. Fourth instar. Feeding period 4 days. Moulting period 1.5 to 2 days. Fifth instar. Feeding period 7 days. The late age worms are more sensitive to high temperature and humidity. Temperature and humidity requirements. Third instar. Temperature 25 to 26 degrees Celsius. Humidity 75 to 80%. Fourth instar. Temperature 24 to 25 degrees Celsius. Humidity 70 to 75%. Fifth instar. Temperature 23 to 24 degrees Celsius. Humidity 65 to 70%.
Sericulture involves rearing of silkworms on scientific lines. The silkworm thus should be more productive, it should be disease resistant, withstand the fluctuating temperature, humidity. In this direction, we at CSRNTI Pampur and also at our nested units, that is RSRS Miransab Jammu and RSRS Dehradun, we have evaluated so many breeds to cater to the regional needs.
Silkworm hybrids. SH6 into NB4D2 is in commercial use in North India. CSR2 into CSR4, evolved by Central Sericultural Research and Training Institute, Mysore, is also recommended for spring rearing. Dune 6 into Dune 22 has been recently authorized for commercial use in North Indian states.
RSRS Sahaspur has developed recently new silkworm hybrid Dune 6 and Dune 22, and this hybrid has been authorized by Central Silk Board for the northern states of Uttaranchal, Uttar Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh, J&K for spring and autumn seasons. Now, we are going to prepare the hybrid seed of Dune 6 and Dune 22.
In addition, a number of hybrids are under evaluation for authorization and include Dune 17 into Dune 18, SL3 into SL6, CS6 into PAM 101, CP1B into JP1B, RSJ14 into RSJ11, and RSJ3 into RSJ1. Rearing schedule. The main commercial silkworm crop in North Indian states is taken up during spring season. Due to the efforts of CSR and TI Pampore and its nested research stations at Jammu and Dehradun, the commercialization of second crop has also been possible. Rearing seasons under temperate conditions: spring, May to June; summer, June to July; autumn, August to September. Under subtropical conditions: spring, March to April; autumn, September to October. Disinfection. 3-tier disinfection schedule is suggested for avoiding loss due to diseases during silkworm rearing. With first round 15 to 20 days before commencement of rearing, second round 4 to 5 days before, and the final round immediately after rearing is over. The disinfectant suggested for commercial use is 2.5% chlorine dioxide, commercially available as Sanitec and Serichlor. However, for open type of rearing houses, mostly available around, disinfection with 2% bleaching powder in 0.3% slaked lime solution is suggested. Disinfection of rearing house surroundings. After inside disinfection, spray the disinfectant solution to the outside walls of the rearing house also. Disinfection of entrance of rearing houses. Dust the mixture of bleaching powder and slaked lime, 1 part of bleaching powder with 19 parts of slaked lime powder at the entrance of the rearing houses and its surroundings about 2 days before the worms are received. Preparation of rearing shelves. Generally, the floor rearing should be avoided. Instead, rearing can be done on rearing shelves, which increases the rearing space and thereby the quality cocoon production. Use of rearing trays is advisable. Late age rearing could be carried out on shelves, cots, or on tiers made of locally available material. Like bamboo, eucalyptus, willow, poplar, etc. can be used for preparation of the rearing stands and shelves. Shoot rearing stands can have 2 or 3 tiers. Arrange lowest tier at a minimum height of 1 feet above the ground. The width of rearing rack should be around 4 feet for easy access. Shoot rearing. Mulberry in whole of north sustains only on tree type of plantation.
Mulberry has been identified as one of the most important components in successful sericulture industry today, contributing to about 39% for success of bivoltine crop. As such, the due importance has to be given for production of quality mulberry leaf. With diverse climatic conditions prevailing in North Indian states, the region-specific package of practices are required to be known. In this direction, CSRNTI Pampur has come up with complete package of practices for North Indian states, and especially region-specific mulberry varieties are advocated for the region.
The recommended varieties for temperate region are Gosho Irami, Ichinos, KNG, and TR10. However, for subtropics, varieties like S1635, S1, S146, TR10 and Chinese white are ideal. It is economical and easy to directly harvest shoots rather than individual leaf plucking from available tree plantation. Use of shoots is a hygienic way of rearing late-age worms. Chances of secondary contamination get reduced considerably. Bed cleaning is easy. Harvesting and preservation of mulberry leaf and shoots. Leaf for the rearing should be fresh. Harvesting should be done during cool hours of the day. For third age worms, leaf should be individually plucked from the plants or from harvested branches. Leaf should be transported in cool hours and covered with cloth. Thereafter, shoots could be utilized as such. The harvested leaf should not be kept on the floor, but in baskets or gunny cloth chambers. The leaf, if required to be stored, should be covered with moist cloth. The mulberry shoots should be preserved properly by wrapping with wet cloth and arranged vertically in upward direction. Leaf requirement for 100 DFLs. Third in star, quantity 40 to 50 kg. Fourth in star, quantity 175 to 225 kg. Fifth in star, quantity 1200 to 1250 kg. Sufficient spacing for good growth. Rear larvae in the beds with sufficient spacing. Sufficient spacing is effective in reducing the secondary contamination and to support enough growth, better cocoon yield and quality improvement. "50 to 70 larvae per square feet are recommended density for rearing. Besides, it should be ensured that beds are not heaped. Beds should be regularly cleaned, especially before the worms settle for molt and before spinning. Dust slaked lime powder at the time of molting. Silkworm diseases. Some common silkworm diseases affecting the cocoon production considerably are grassery, flatchery, muscardine and pabrine, resulting in an annual cocoon loss of 15 to 20%. Microbes such as bacteria, viruses, fungi and microsporidia cause the diseases. Application of bed disinfectants. Apply bed disinfectant Vijeta as per the recommended dosage. However, do not dust when silkworms are feeding or under molt. Schedule and quantity of Vijeta for 100 DFLs. Out of third molt, half an hour before resumption, 0.6 kg. Out of fourth molt, half an hour before resumption, 1.25 kg. Fourth day of fifth instar after bed cleaning, 2.0 kg. Maintenance of hygiene. Keep a foot mat dusted with 5% bleaching powder in slaked lime at the entrance of rearing house. Wash hands before entering the rearing house with 2.5% chlorine dioxide in 0.5% slaked lime solution or a mild alkaline soap. If any unequal or small worms are found in the bed, they should be removed and disposed properly. The dead and diseased worms, if any, should be frequently removed from the rearing beds. However, to avoid contamination, instead of hand picking, the worms should be picked by forceps and collected in a basin containing 5% bleaching powder in slaked lime. Do not dump silkworm rearing waste around the rearing house. Dump it far away from the rearing house or burn it. Keep the surroundings neat and clean. Mounting. For a good cocoon crop, the mounting of worms and the mounting material used have great significance. Hand picking of worms for mounting is ideal. The mounting can be done in plastic collapsible mountages, rotary mountages, bamboo chandrike, and other types of mountages as practiced in southern parts of the country. In northern states, however, locally available materials are mostly used for mounting. Local mounting materials, if used, should be dried before use. It is very important to ensure proper ventilation in the mounting room. Spinning and mounting of larvae is advisable at 25 degrees Celsius temperature and 65% humidity. My name is Beena Devi. I live in village Takka. I have taken up sericulture as per the suggestions of Central Silk Board officials. I earn 10 to 12,000 rupees annually. I like silkworm rearing. Identification of mature larvae. Mature larvae show translucent body, slightly decreased body size, and pass softer feces. Larvae stop eating and start moving around, lifting the head and thorax, and start climbing up vertically. When more than 40% worms mature, 10 milliliter of Sampurna mixed with 2 liters of water could be sprayed for uniform maturing of larvae, especially in areas where there is scarcity of leaf during the later stage of rearing. Cocoon harvesting and sorting. Harvest the cocoons after 6 to 7 days of spinning. After harvesting, cocoons should be sorted, separating out mute, double, stained and flimsy cocoons. Deflossing of cocoons should be ensured. The sorted cocoons are either used for seed production or for silk reeling. Silkworm seed production. The success of silkworm rearing depends on quality of silkworm seed. For basic seed production, cocoons are required to be properly selected. The selected cocoons are cut for sexing of male and female pupae. After 10 to 12 days of spinning, the moths start emerging in morning hours. For preparation of desired parent or hybrid, coupling of male and female moths is done accordingly. Decoupling is done after 3 to 4 hours of coupling. Male moths can be refrigerated up to 5 days at 7 to 8 degrees Celsius for reuse. decoupled female moths are allowed to urinate, and thereafter they are kept on egg sheets covered with cones. And kept in dark room for oviposition at 25 to 26 degrees Celsius with about 75% humidity. However, for loose egg preparation, the moths are made to lay eggs on starched sheets which can later be washed to loosen the eggs for collection. The starch sheet is made by pasting maize starch mixed with talc powder and boric acid on craft paper. Moth completely lays eggs within 24 hours. Eggs change color after 24 hours of egg laying. Most important feature of grainage is microscopic examination for mother moth examination for disease detection so that the diseased layings are rejected. Mother moth examination. Moths are required to be crushed in mixer using 0.5% potassium carbonate for green moth testing or 2% potassium hydroxide solution for dry moth testing. Filter the fluid after 1 to 2 minutes to remove moth debris. Centrifuge the filtrate for 3 minutes at 3000 revolutions per minute. Reject the supernatant and retain the sediment for microscopic examination. Observe at least 5 fields in each smear under microscope. For moth examination, a microscope of 600 magnification is ideal. Thereafter, the eggs are either acid treated for immediate hatching or kept for hibernation under different schedules. Hibernation schedules. Depending upon the requirement of seed in a particular rearing season, various hibernation schedules are followed. For example, short-term chilling for brushing within 40 to 50 days, 4 months hibernation schedule, 6 months hibernation schedule, 10 months hibernation schedule. The total requirement of seed in North Indian states is about 45 lakh disease-free layings, out of which 40% is supplied by Central Silk Board.
Zonal Silkworm Seed Organization Dehradun is working under the administrative and technical control of National Silkworm Seed Organization Bangalore. A team of scientists is actively engaged in coordination and monitoring of basic seed as well as hybrid seed production and its supply to northern states of India. We cater the need of silkworm seed of northern states like J&K, Himachal Pradesh, Uttaranchal, UP, Punjab and Haryana. In case of scarcity, we meet the requirement of seed to other states of the country. Basic seed mainly is produced at P3 basic seed farm Majra and our P2 basic seed farm located at Sisambala in Dehradun.
The Central Silk Board produces the basic seed at P4 basic seed farm Manasbal, Kashmir, and P3 and P2 basic seed farms Dehradun. Whereas the hybrid seed is produced through silkworm seed production centers, Dehradun and Udhampur.
Our main function here is to produce hybrid silkworm seed. Our seed is consumed by the Jammu Sericulture Development Department. We supply about 20% requirement of Jammu Sericulture Department. We produce about 6 lakh DFLs yearly, of which 4 lakh DFLs are of the elite CSR hybrids and the remaining of the traditional hybrid SC6 and B42. Our main thrust during the last 2 years has been to produce seed for the autumn season, the second crop, and during the last year we supplied about 1000 ounces to J&K state.
Drying of cocoons. The cocoons are required to be dried if not used for seed production to avoid its damage due to emergence. Cocoons should not be dried directly under sun, but use of black cloth is advisable. Hot air cocoon drying is suggested. Use of Ushna Kothi is also advocated for cocoon drying. Marketing of cocoons. The cocoons should be transported in crates or loosely packed gunny or cloth bags to facilitate aeration. Cocoons should be transported to the market during cooler hours. Follow proper silkworm rearing technological packages for better cocoon yield and high economic returns. Still, we produce less than our domestic silk requirement. Why can't we put all our efforts to at least be self-sufficient in silk production and aim towards prosperity? Let us face the challenge. Where there is a will, there is a way.